Hello everyone, and welcome to this video explaining how the emblem system worked in its second testing phase. In this second pass of the emblem system, most changes were made to the survivors' emblems. The killer emblems remained the same for the most part, with only adjustments made to the chaser emblem scoring. So I'm just going to go over how the emblem system works again for anyone who has not heard or read anything about it yet. Keep in mind that everything I'm about to say is subject to change and may not be implemented in this way exactly or implemented at all. So let's get into it. What are the emblems? Each emblem can come in one of four qualities: bronze, silver, gold, or iridescent. It is also possible to get no emblem if you never do anything to gain points towards it. So what do these qualities even mean to you? Well, here is what the new progress bar for ranking up looks like. As you can see, there are 16 lines across the bar. I'm not counting the first line because it represents 0 progress. The quality of your emblems will determine how much progress you get towards your rank. Bronze gives 1 point, silver gives 2, gold gives 3, and iridescent gives 4. When the game is determining your rank progress, all that matters is the quality of these emblems. It does not matter how close you were to the emblem tier, what you see is what you get. So let's see how you get progress in these emblems, starting with the survivor side. The 4 survivor emblems are Lightbringer, Unbroken, Benevolent, and Evader. So first up we have Lightbringer, which has been adjusted since the last PTB. It says that you gain points based on how much you participated in generator repair. Successfully cleansing hex totems and opening the exit gates also grants points towards this emblem. So how this works is you gain points based on how much you participate on a generator. If the killer breaks the generator and then you resume progress, you can actually get more points in this emblem because you have to redo that lost progress on the generator. The values for generators feels the same as it was before, with 1 gen being bronze, 2 silver, 3 gold, and then anything more than 3 is iridescent. You don't have to do a full 4th generator at all. You could do 3.5 gens and you will get iridescent. Now, the new part of the emblem for this PTB are the exit gates and hex totems. I found that 1 hex totem and 1 exit gate gave bronze Lightbringer, and then 4 hexes and 2 exits gave gold Lightbringer. So while the hex and exit gates themselves don't give you a whole lot of points, they can give you the extra points you need to get to the next tier. After that we have Unbroken, which now says escaping a trial without being downed results in an iridescent quality, while being downed 1 or more times results in gold quality. If you die in a trial, the emblem quality is based on the amount of time you were alive. However, the highest quality you will receive in this manner is silver. So what this means now is that it is possible to achieve the Unbroken emblem even if you get killed. And as it says, it doesn't matter how many times you get downed, except for the case of iridescent, you will always get gold Unbroken if you manage to escape. It is hard to test the silver and bronze qualities of this emblem off of the time you are alive, but the general idea I got for it is that you will get silver Unbroken if you stay alive for most of the match, and then you get bronze if you only stay alive for a small portion of the match. Then if you die really fast, you will not get Unbroken progress at all. After Unbroken is Benevolent, and the Benevolent emblem now says whenever a survivor is hooked for the first 2 times, all survivors lose points. Safely unhooking them returns the points back to all survivors that still remain in the match, and the survivor performing the action also receives bonus points. An unsafe hook rescue results in a loss of points for the survivor performing the action. Other altruistic actions, such as healing, killer grass saves, and taking a hit while a survivor is being carried, also grants points. What this means is that they took out the removal of points for whenever a survivor was being injured, because you now only lose points for the first 2 times a survivor is hooked. So someone dying on their 3rd hook does not hurt anyone's points. This also encourages survivors to go for saves, because if a survivor doesn't save someone from their 1st or 2nd hook, then the team will permanently lose benevolent points and be in the negative values. However, if you unhook a survivor and they immediately go down, you will lose a significant amount of points. And I mean it is a significant amount. To give you an idea of how drastically it removes points, I will give you an example of getting this emblem to a great quality. So normally, if you get 2 hook saves and heal 1 health state, you will get gold benevolence. But if you get 2 hook saves, with one of those saves resulting in an instant down, but you still heal a survivor 1 health state, you get bronze benevolence. So you can see how much of an impact that has going from gold to bronze, from just 1 sandbag. The reason for this is because survivors insta-saving off of hooks is a problem, so this will discourage saving instantly when the killer is nearby. Now, let's take a look at the second part of the benevolent emblem. It says other altruistic actions will award progress towards this emblem. What I want to specifically point out is the killer grass save and taking a hit while a survivor is being carried. So what this means is that doing anything that saves a survivor from the killer's grasp, such as a pallet stun or a flashlight blind, will give you points in this category. I found that getting 1 killer grass save awards silver benevolent, 2 gives gold, and 3 or more gives iridescent. So these kinds of saves are highly rewarded. Now, if the survivor wiggles off on their own or uses decisive strike to escape the killer's grasp, they get no benevolent points. Just like survivors who use self-care to heal themselves get no points. Because since you are getting out yourself, it is not being benevolent by saving yourself. As for the taking a hit part, this means that body blocking killers on their way to the hook is rewarded if you can get the killer to hit you, but it does not give you as much progress towards this emblem as grasp saves or unhooks. Finally, we have the evader emblem, which now says you gain points by remaining unnoticed by the killer. The closer you are to the killer, the more points you get. You also gain points if you escape a chase without getting hit. The longer the chase, the more points you get. Points are banked if you escape a chase, and then every 15 seconds, you secure your points and they will be banked even if you lose the chase. This emblem is now far more forgiving for survivors because it permanently saves points you earn during a chase every 15 seconds. The way points are earned in this emblem during a chase is that you gain potential points over time. These potential points are not awarded to you unless 15 seconds have passed or you manage to escape the chase without being hit. You know if you have escaped a chase when you see the escaped boldness scoring appear. And then, of course, the first part of this emblem is pretty straightforward. If you are in the killer's terror radius, but not in chase, you get passive points over time based on how long you are in the terror radius and how close you are to the killer. But the amount of points you get while sitting in terror radius is significantly less than the points you would get if you were being chased. And that covers all the survivor emblems. Now for the killer emblems. I will quickly explain them since they have not changed at all. There were only minor edits to the text for clarification, and the only thing that was adjusted was the point generation for the chaser emblem. The 4 killer emblems are Gatekeeper, Devout, Malicious, and Chaser. First up is Gatekeeper, which says you gain points every second based on the amount of generators that are not repaired on the map. Finishing the trial with any unfinished generators awards bonus points. So basically, the longer you can stall out the gens, the more points you get. Now, at the start of the match, you are getting more points per second than you are getting when there is, say, 1 generator left, since you get points based on the amount of generators that are not finished on the map. It is still possible to get iridescent Gatekeeper even if the gates get powered, and the survivors all escape, as long as you prolong the gens for a sufficient amount of time. Now, the best way to get Iridescent Gatekeeper, though, is by finishing the trial with unfinished generators, because for every generator that is not finished, you get a significant amount of bonus points towards this emblem. Next is Devout, which is really straightforward, and it says each survivor eliminated grants points. All eliminations grant the same amount of points, which includes Moris, hooking, and reverse bear traps. No points are awarded for survivors that bleed out. So this has been clarified. Now we know 100% for sure bleed outs do not count towards this emblem. As for the emblem's quality, it is directly proportional to the amount of survivors sacrificed. So if you kill 1 survivor, you get bronze, 2, you get silver, 3 kills is gold, and 4 kills is iridescent. Then we have Malicious, which says you gain points by hurting, interrupting, and downing survivors, but lose them when they get healed. You also gain points for hooking survivors, and these points are never lost. So Malicious works exactly the same as it did before. You want to try and hook survivors, keep them injured, try to injure survivors before they leave the game if they are going to escape, because injuring will give you more points. And since they escape, they can't be healed, which means you'll never lose those points. As for getting different qualities of this emblem, if you do purely hooking and no extra injuring at all, you will get nothing for 1 to 2 hooks, bronze for 3 to 4 hooks, silver with 5 to 6 hooks, gold for 7 to 8 hooks, and then for iridescent you must injure or kill somebody, and that is for 9+ hooks. So all that stuff I just said was, again, purely by hooking. If you're actually injuring survivors throughout the match and you actually manage to kill some survivors throughout the match, your Malicious score will, of course, be higher. And finally, the Chaser emblem, which has been edited as well, and says you win a few points each time you find a survivor, and you also win points by winning the chase. The shorter the chase, the higher the points. So this is kind of awarding killers for the opposite of what the survivors get. So survivors get rewarded for longer chases, and killers get more awarded for shorter chases. The Chaser emblem feels a lot better in this round of the PTB because you did not just get iridescent every single time. It was possible to get silver and gold Chaser during a match if you did not chase a whole ton of people throughout the match. Or even just chasing one person for a really long time. Even if you eventually downed them, you still wouldn't get that many Chaser points because that chase was so long. It is kind of hard to show how to get exact qualities of the Chaser emblem, but what I got from playing on the PTB was that if you have a lot of chases throughout the match, but they're relatively short and you manage to catch those survivors a bunch of times, you can get gold or iridescent. If you have just 1 or maybe 2 or 3 chases throughout the entire game, and each chase is really long, and it takes you a long time to catch that survivor, then you're probably only going to get bronze or silver chaser, because long chases just give you so little points. And that covers the emblem system and how it worked on this last PTB. One last thing, if you participated in the public test build, go and make sure you fill out the Emblem Survey about it, because this will help give the devs the necessary feedback they need in order to tweak the emblem system and make a decision on whether it's ready to be implemented or not. I will post a link to the survey in the description below. I hope you found this video informative and it has helped you understand how this new system might work. So thank you very much for watching and sticking through. As always, good luck out there in the fog, and see you next time.